Hello, my name is Jason Sawicki. I am a chef and owner of Black Duck Spirits and Hearth in Northeast Minneapolis. We are a modern wood-fire Polish bistro. So my dad was Polish. When I was a little boy, my babcia would ask me to come into the kitchen. She would be making pierogi. So in the current menu, we're gonna start adding more Polish dishes. These recipes come from my babcia. She was living in Poland when the war broke out. She was 11 years old. She lived in a farm in a village called Zamość. The Nazis came, they took the farm, they took the horses, they changed the schools so you had to speak German. And so in some of these recipes, some of the words are German because of that. So this is our gołąbki, or our cabbage roll. It means little pigeon, but this one has no pigeon in it. We're Black Duck, so we do duck here. Our gołąbki has 3 different kinds of cabbage: a cabbage wrapper, sauerkraut, red cabbage cream sauce we serve with it. Now the filling we've made into a Minnesota filling. Instead of doing barley, we've decided to go with wild rice. There's 2 different kinds of duck in there. There's smoked duck confit, so you get a little bit of the smoke from the hearth in there. She had to live 4 years in a displaced persons camp, eating powdered eggs. That's where she met my dziadek, who also had to flee his village. He lived in the woods for an entire year. His village no longer exists. We've looked it up on Google Maps. It's just a bunch of ruins. A lot of this history was lost. She gets pushed into Germany and then eventually ends up in a camp in Hohenfeld, Germany. My dad was born in the camp. They took a ship over and he went through Ellis Island. He was just a baby on that ship, and apparently she held him the entire time on the ship because she was so worried after everything's happened, and she's on this ship now going to a strange land. So this is the pierogi dish. It's called pierogi ruski because it's from the Rus region, where my dziadek is from, the Rus region. It's made with potatoes, farmer's cheese, a lot of black pepper. It should have like a bite to it. We hand pinch them up. We serve them with just sour cream. When I learned to make pierogi, I would sit there as a child and we would have a bowl full of butter. We would toss our pierogi in the butter. The sauce that we make is a butter sauce to try to recreate that moment as a kid. The caramelized onions are a classic addition to it as well, on a very old antique plate, because I want to remind people that this is my babcia's pierogi, and she wanted me to have these when I opened the restaurant. I told her about how much joy it's been bringing me. I started to do small specials on my food truck before I opened the restaurant, like pierogi, and they were selling out. And I was like, wow, people just absolutely love this stuff. And why I call this place a bistro is because we love cooking steak over a wood fire. So we're doing Peterson Craft Meats flat iron steak with potato pave and au poivre sauce. So there's French influence in Polish cuisine and Polish culture. They were occupied once by the French. It's got a hint of smoke to it. It's got this rich au poivre sauce that's got these brine green peppercorns that give a little bit of spice. The potato pave, like we cut a potato 100 times and then glued it together somehow and fried it for you until like one of the most amazing textures of a French fry you'd ever have. My dziadek, Polish grandpa, owned a deli and liquor store in Chicago. It was kind of my first step into food, and I just wanted to learn more about how to cook. So I ended up going to culinary school. Through culinary school, I got an internship at a place called Restaurant Alma. I applied for an internship there because I couldn't understand what was on their menu because there was so much technique in the food. And so I ended up learning a ton there. We've been getting these double cut pork chops. It's just an amazing product over the wood fire because the fat cat, like almost eating a cross between a pork chop and a pork belly. It's served with a mole poblano, pico verde, some stewed beans and chiles. Moles are made by entire villages. About a 30 ingredient mole. It's just so comforting and warm in the winter. The richness of the pork, the acidity of the pico verde. We try to put things through the hearth as much as we can through the smoke and the fire. It's a really universal experience to eat wood fire cuisine because we all have the experience of a fire, a campfire, cooking something over it. It's one of the most basic and natural human things to do. One thing I find similar between Mexican and Polish cuisine is it's a lot of small villages and farms cooking things over wood fire cuisine. And so when we first opened, we've had a mix of both dishes. They both do really well over the wood fire. So we make a dish here called beet aguachile, a fusion between Mexican and Polish cuisine, where we've taken beets, we marinate them in lime juice and kind of have this bright acidic salad. We add jicama for a little more texture. Then we add this aguachile, where we take a tostada, we char it. We char a chili, smoky flavors, kind of bringing in that hearth flavor. I keep in contact with my babcia. I call her every 2 weeks. We talk about food, we talk about life, we talk about everything going on. So this is the punchki. It's a filled donut, it's kind of brioche. It's a yeast donut. It's filled with fruit jams traditionally. This is a raspberry jam, which is very traditional. We put a little brown butter glaze on top and powdered sugar. This is my babcha's recipe. I had it when I was a child. I have really fond memories of it. I think I want people to learn that we all have resilience in us. Working on a wood fire is a lot of work. You got to get wood every day. You have to start a fire. You have to keep a fire, but the results are phenomenal. The fire kind of connects us in a way that we all gather around to kind of get comfort from and restore ourselves.